David and Goliath, a story about courage and faith. Once upon a time, in the land of Israel, there was a mighty army of the Philistines camped against the Israelites. For 40 days, a giant warrior named Goliath would come out from the Philistine camp and challenge the entire Israelite army. Goliath was a giant, nearly 9 feet tall, wearing heavy bronze armor and carrying a large spear with an iron tip. He would shout across the valley, "Choose a man from your army and send him down to fight me. If he wins, we will be your servants. But if I win, you will be our servants." The Israelite soldiers were terrified of Goliath. They trembled with fear at the sight of this giant warrior. None of them dared to accept his challenge. Meanwhile, in the small town of Bethlehem, a young boy named David was faithfully caring for his father's sheep. David was still just a teenager, but he had great courage and strong faith in God. One day, David's father sent him to the Israelite camp with food for his 3 older brothers, who were soldiers. When David reached the camp, he heard Goliath mocking and challenging the Israelite army, once again. David was shocked by what he heard. "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" David asked. When King Saul heard about David's courage, he called him to his tent. "You can't fight Goliath," Saul said. "You're just a boy, and he has been a warrior his whole life." But David replied with great confidence, "Let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him. The Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine." Saul finally agreed and offered David his own armor, but David found it too heavy and uncomfortable. Instead, he chose 5 smooth stones from a stream and took his trusty shepherd's sling. Early the next morning, David went out to meet Goliath. As the Philistine giant saw him approaching, he laughed and made fun of his small size and simple weapons. "You come to me with a stick, and I'm armed with sword and spear. Am I a dog that you come to me with sticks?" But David stood his ground with courage equal to his faith. "You come to me with sword and spear, but I come to you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of armies of Israel, whom you have defied." David ran quickly toward the battle line to meet Goliath. As the giant moved closer to attack him, David reached into his bag, took a stone, and slung it. It struck Goliath in the forehead, and the giant fell face down on the ground. With Goliath defeated, the Israelite army was filled with courage and chased the Philistines away in a great victory that day. The young shepherd boy had defeated the mighty giant not because of his size or strength, but because of his great faith in God and the courage to stand up for what is right. And so, David's story became a timeless reminder that with God on your side, even the smallest person can achieve the greatest victories through faith, courage, and trust in the Lord.
Moral lesson: with faith and courage, even the smallest person can overcome the biggest challenges.